The release of the newly declassified JFK assassination case documents by the National Archives has ignited a renewed interest in one of the most controversial and debated events in American history. These documents provide a window into the tumultuous world of the early 1960s, a period marked by Cold War tensions in the geopolitical chess game that played out across Latin America. As the curtain is pulled back, it reveals a complex narrative of Cuban subversion, covert operations, and political intrigue that shaped not only the fate of nations, but also the very fabric of American democracy. At the center of this intricate web lies Cuba, a nation that emerged as a focal point of revolutionary fervor and ideological conflict. The documents meticulously outline Cuba's strategy under Fidel Castro, who sought to export his brand of communism beyond its shores. This strategy was not merely about ideology, it was a calculated effort to reshape the political landscape of Latin America. The files expose how Cuba operated as a modern-day Comintern, actively supporting revolutionary movements across the continent, providing not only financial backing, but also training and technical assistance to those willing to rise against established governments. Venezuela stands out in these documents as a primary target for Cuban influence. The significance of this country in Castro's revolutionary ambitions is underscored repeatedly, with the formation of the Armed Forces of National Liberation, FALN, serving as a key example of Cuba's commitment to fostering insurgency. The FLN was not just a guerrilla group, it represented a coordinated effort to unify various factions under a single command structure, enhancing the effectiveness of revolutionary activities. This was a sophisticated evolution from earlier, more chaotic attempts at exporting a revolution, indicating a strategic maturity that was bolstered by the guidance of seasoned communist advisors from the Soviet bloc. Moreover, the documents illuminate the critical role of propaganda in this subversion. The Cuban government recognized early on that ideas could be as powerful as arms. Through broadcasts from Havana and the activities of Prensa Latina, Cuba sought to disseminate revolutionary ideology and incite unrest across Latin America. The scale of this propaganda effort is striking, with reports detailing intercepted shipments of Cuban materials in countries like Panama and Costa Rica, underscoring the pervasive fear that these nations harbored regarding the spread of subversive ideas. The export of guerrilla warfare expertise is another unsettling revelation within these documents. Cuba did not merely offer moral support, it actively equipped revolutionary groups with the knowledge and skills necessary to engage in effective insurgency. Manuals and instructional materials, authored by prominent figures such as Che Guevara and Mao Zedong, were disseminated widely, providing comprehensive guidance on everything from guerrilla tactics to sabotage techniques. The emphasis on self-sufficiency for these fighters, encouraging them to procure weapons and supplies from their own governments, reveals a ruthless pragmatism that characterized this era of conflict. Yet as these documents lay bare the extent of Cuban subversion, they also raise profound questions about the broader implications of such covert operations. The complexities surrounding the JFK assassination become even more pronounced when viewed through the lens of these revelations. While the documents may not conclusively prove a grand conspiracy, they certainly expose a tangled web of connections and motivations that complicate the official narrative. The possibility of intelligence agencies being involved in the events leading up to Kennedy's assassination looms large, suggesting that powerful forces may have been operating behind the scenes, shaping the course of history in ways that remain obscured. The chilling implications of these declassified files extend beyond mere historical curiosity. They serve as a stark reminder of the lengths to which governments may go in the pursuit of political objectives, often at the expense of transparency and accountability. The documents evoke a sense of unease, highlighting the precarious balance between national security and the rights of individuals, a tension that continues to resonate in contemporary discourse. As the world grapples with the legacy of the Cold War, these revelations prompt us to reflect on the nature of power and its capacity to manipulate truth. The pursuit of political ends often leads to a murky landscape where ethical considerations are overshadowed by strategic imperatives. The JFK assassination, shrouded in mystery and speculation, becomes emblematic of a larger narrative about the fragility of democracy in the face of clandestine operations and covert agendas. In examining the complexities of these newly declassified documents, one cannot help but feel a sense of disquiet. The interplay of ideology, power, and violence during this period paints a portrait of a world where trust was a rare commodity, and the specter of conflict loomed large. The enduring mysteries surrounding Kennedy's assassination remind us that history is not merely a collection of facts, but a tapestry woven from the threads of human ambition, fear, and the relentless pursuit of power. As we sift through the details of these documents, we are left with more questions than answers. The intricate dance of international relations, the pervasive influence of ideology, and the shadowy world of espionage all converge to create a narrative that is as compelling as it is unsettling. The revelations contained within these files challenge us to confront the uncomfortable truths of our past, urging us to seek a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our world. In doing so, we may uncover not only the mysteries of the JFK assassination, but also the enduring lessons that resonate through the corridors of history, reminding us of the fragile nature of democracy and the ever-present threat of subversion.